All right, you guys, April 30th, last day in April, we're looking at section 10.4. So we've looked at interior angles. We're going to talk about inscribed angles, what that means, and measures of those angles. So an inscribed angle is an angle whose vertex is on the circle, and the intercepted arc then is the arc that the angle goes through and touches or intercepts. Okay, so angle 1 is an inscribed angle here because its vertex is on the circle. Arc AB is the intercepted arc. And the theorem that we're learning here is that the inscribed angle is half the measure of the intercepted arc every time. Okay, here's a proof for that. And then we'll take a look. Measure of angle X. X is an inscribed angle. It intercepts this arc of 86. So half of 86 is 43. And that is our angle. Okay. YX, a little different. This is the arc this time. So the inscribed angle is 52. Since that's half the arc, to get to the arc, you're going to have to double it. So double 52 and you get 104. Okay, so why don't you guys give it a shot? Measure of angle C is inscribed. It's going to be half of that 94. Should have gotten 47. If you did, good job. Okay, this one, we're looking for the intercepted arc, so that's going to be twice the inscribed angle. So if I double 48, I get 96. If you got 96, good job. Okay. If two inscribed angles intercept the same arc, then they have to be congruent. Well, that kind of makes sense. Half the same angle, right? So find the measure of angle R. Well, if you follow these two angles out, they both intercept arc TQ, so those have to be congruent. I'm going to set the expressions equal to each other. Solve for x, and it says find measure of angle R, so I have to put that 5 back into here, so 60 minus 13, or 47, okay? So you guys give it a shot. Same thing, angle J and angle I are inscribed angles. They intercept the same arc, GH, so I'm going to set these expressions equal to each other. I'm going to solve for x, so I'm going to move this over, I'm going to get 2x, I'm going to add the 1. Divide by 2, and I know x is 5, okay? And so, knowing x is 5, to find the measure of I here, I'm going to put it back in. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 9. If you got 49, give yourself a pat on the back. All right, we're going to just skip through this proof because I'm not going to ask you to do anything like this, so I'm going to just kind of skirt over this. Okay? Now, an inscribed angle of a triangle intercepts a diameter. Well, that means it's a right triangle. That makes sense because G is an inscribed angle and it intercepts a semicircle, which is 180 degrees. Half of that has to be 90. So G would have to be a right angle. Okay? So if we want to find the measure of angle B, C is inscribed and it intercepts a semicircle again. So I know that C is 90. All three of those angles have to add up to 180 because it's a triangle. So x plus 4 plus 8x minus 4 plus 90 equals 180. Then I'm able to solve for x pretty easily. I'm looking for angle B, so I'm going to put that back into there. 8 times 10 minus 4 gives me 76. All right, so give this a shot yourself. Okay, same scenario, you guys. That inscribed angle intercepts a semicircle, so it's got to be 90. So I could add these two together, in which case I get 10x plus 10 plus 90 equals 180. So if I add these up, I get 100. Subtract 100 from both sides. I get 80. So x has to be 8. And I'm looking for angle D, so I'm going to put that 8 back in there. 16 plus 6 is 22. So if you got 22, good job, you guys. If a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. Okay, so meaning all 4 corners of that quadrilateral are on the circle. If that's the case, the opposite ones are supplementary. So we've got this scenario. It's asking me to find S and T. Well, I know for a fact that those add up to 180, so I'm going to do that first. Okay. Okay, so we're kind of working through the math over there. X equals 8. Setting the opposite ones up to 180. And then if I'm looking for angles, I can plug that back in and find out what I need to find, okay? So let's try one together. I'm trying to find the measure of angle N. I've got a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle. So these two, these opposite ones, add up to 180. So 11x and 3x is 14x plus 12 equals 180. Okay, subtract 12. Divide by 14 and I get, I think, 12. Okay? And I'm looking for n, so I'm going to put that back in. 3 times 12 is 36, plus 12 is 48. Okay? Add up the opposite ones, set them equal to 180, you guys. And there's your assignment, page 727, 11 through 35. Make sure you skip 21 and 31. I'm not assigning proofs anymore. So good luck, you guys.